Yes. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to May 2023. Here we are. May is going, May is already, let's just say it. May is already pretty intense. We can kind of feel that eclipse energy that's happening coming up this Friday. Before I get into your reading, really quick, some good news. We found a location to live, we found a spot. We're moving the first week in June. And we are starting from scratch because when I left Missouri, I gave everything to my oldest son so that he could have a full house of furniture. And the last place that we were living in was already fully furnished. So we need everything like bedroom furniture, living room furniture, pots and pans, like all the kitchen stuff. And so I have my calendar open for May. It's been filling up pretty quickly. I think I still have some spots for the second half of May. I think I have like 2 appointments left for next week, but all of my readings are open. Astrology readings, tarot readings, everything is open. I have a Reiki class, Reiki 1 attunement and workshop I'll be doing on May 20th. So if you're interested, if you've been wanting to get Reiki attuned and certified, um, this is the beginning of your journey. So you can do that. That's all on my website. And my 6 month readings are also available. So if you are interested in getting on my calendar for the 6 month readings, you can also get your 6 month astrology attached to it if you would like. Some people really like that, and some people think that it breaks up the flow of the tarot. So I might actually start offering those two readings separately. Um, we'll see how that goes. But for now, they're in with the tarot readings if you're interested. And that's it. So thanks for listening. On Monday, this last Monday, May 1st, May Day, Pluto went retrograde in your first house, and he will be regressing in the next 5 months back to Capricorn, which is your 12th house, and will be there until January of 2024. We'll be back in the last 2 degrees of Capricorn until January of 2024. So you're probably going to be finding some personal growth and closure when it comes to the lessons that you've learned, the things that you've learned about yourself while Pluto's been in your 12th house. And Pluto was in your 12th house since 2008, I believe, or 2009. One of those. One of those. It's been like 15 years since Pluto has 15 years in your 12th house. And Pluto is the underworld. It's the depths. It's our shadow side. And so is the 12th house, y'all. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't say that Pluto would rule the 12th house because I feel like there's a lot of similar energies there. It's so you may find, those shadow aspects kind of coming back up. And so recognize your growth, recognize how far you've come, recognize the strengths that you've gained by learning so much about yourself, because you may find that you could dip into a depression, dip into a little bit of sadness. Explore that. I know that sounds, oh wow, I just got really fuzzy. I know that sounds kind of like a therapist. Let's explore our feelings and what's coming up. But truly, when we explore it and we process it and we begin to embody it, it doesn't become a thing anymore. Like it literally ceases to exist as a thing. So, um, you can do that for yourself. May 5th, we have the lunar eclipse in Scorpio. We have a lot of fixed energy this month. So you guys may, because you are also fixed energy, you may feel this aggression type energy feeling through all of this. The Scorpio lunar eclipse is happening in your 10th house. There are endings when it comes to one career that you've had, and then new beginnings with a different career that you've had. So, um, or a different career that you want to have. Whatever it is that you may be searching for, this lunar eclipse is going to bring to light, which is funny because the eclipses take light away. But it's really going to be bringing things to light as to what needs to change. Scorpio is all about change and transformation, and again, the shadow side. Like sometimes you have to ask yourself, like, why am I still so attached to the idea of dot dot dot, right? This Scorpio eclipse is going to be removing those attachments to those ideas, and your ego is going to hate it. And so you may find yourself kicking and screaming through this Scorpio eclipse, but at the end of it all, it's necessary, because when we have ego attachments to things, that's what holds us back. That's what restricts us. The ego is there to warn us of danger. And unfortunately, in this world, everything is dangerous, right? So it's not really, that's just what we've been programmed to believe, that everything is dangerous. May 14th, we have Mercury direct in your fourth house, Taurus. So communication becomes a little bit easier in your home life. You may have found during Mercury retrograde in the fourth house that some things needed to be fixed in the home. Probably should take care of that. May 16th, we'll have Jupiter in Taurus in your fourth house for the next year. This is really going to be expanding the safety and security of your own home environment. I remember when Jupiter transited my fourth house, it was in 2018. And I really had to learn during that time the abundance of what it meant to feel like my own home, to feel like I'm safe in my own home. Basically, is what happened when Jupiter transited my fourth house, and it was very interesting. But I think Jupiter and Taurus transiting your fourth house, this is going to be about creating a safe, like creating a luxurious environment, whatever luxury looks like for you. Luxury looks different for everybody. Abundance looks different for everybody. So whatever that luxury idea looks like for you, you know, if you need to have a safe, serene sunroom, if you need to decorate your place in a certain way, start buying yourself flowers, start growing flowers, like whatever it is that's going to help feed that home feeling inside of you. May 19th, and Jupiter will be in Taurus for the next year until next May, and then he will ingress Gemini. May 19th, we have the new moon in Taurus, also in your fourth house. So again, there's this newness that's coming. It's like this refreshment of your fourth house that's happening and making your environment feel that refreshness, because it's also happening inside of you. Making your environment feel good is also going to be really on brand. So May 20th, so snuggled right in between the new moon in Taurus and the Gemini, and the sun moving into Gemini to begin Gemini season, we have this Jupiter, Pluto, Mars T-square that's happening. So Mars is going to be in Leo, and Jupiter is at 0. So Mars is at 0 degrees Leo. Pluto is at 0 degrees Aquarius in retrograde. So Mars is going to be opposing Pluto, and that in itself is a recipe for disaster. People will be power struggles, power plays, anything to get ahead. And then Jupiter will be at 0 degrees in Taurus. So there will be this right triangle that is made between Mars, Pluto, and Jupiter. And so, you know, with Jupiter there, that's just going to be expanding the energy of what's happening with Mars and Pluto. So there's really two kind of situations that can happen with this. It's really about people wanting to get ahead. And so people will be wanting to get ahead by stepping on other people, or people are going to be wanting to get ahead and bringing other people along to get ahead with them, almost like a humanitarian effort in a way. And so it's really, and you'll be able to see it clear as day. The lines will not be blurred. You will be able to see the people who are only in it for themselves. I'm not surprised that there's a writer's strike happening right now. Like, I'm not surprised at that at all, because people are tired of being treated unfair. And I think that that's what this T-square that's going to be happening the day before Gemini season starts, and the sun will be in your fifth house. You can start expressing yourself. a little bit more, but that's what's going to be happening in the latter half of May, and might get a little bit aggressive. So really focusing on yourself and not playing into the aggressive side of things is probably a pretty good idea. Let's get a power of surrender card. I don't know why it's glaring so much today. I tried to lower the lighting behind me and it just won't go low enough. It's very interesting. So let's see what it is that Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. What are you guys surrendering for May? Oh, love this. Good, good, good. Surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. I don't know why that's glaring. Hopefully you guys can see it, but I love the picture. You can see the picture clear as day. It's a sunflower. Let me read that again. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. Okay. And having that Pluto 12th house, Pluto transiting your 12th house for a few months again, or for the last 6 months of this year, really, is probably, or the last maybe 5 months of this year, that can take a toll on your self-esteem. It really, really can. And I get that because Pluto, but it's really like the unearthing of what it is that you need to pay attention to. I feel like that's really the biggest lesson right now for you guys is, what is it that you really need to pay attention to for yourself? Okay. All right. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. I love this. I feel like there are, oh wow, that's really glary in a huge, huge way. There we go. Maybe a little bit better. Ace of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Empress. So I feel like there's this big opportunity coming, but I'm not sure if you're open to receiving it. This Four of Pentacles feels very restricting. And I feel like you're so worried about what you currently have, what you have right now, that you may not be seeing the bigger picture. For some of you, you can see this and you're afraid of it. And so you're kind of locking yourself down a little bit. And then we have the Empress. The Empress is about life. She gives life. She is Mother Nature. She is the beginning of it all, right? She creates life. She's a creator. And I feel like that is the gift that you're being given. So down here we have the Four of Swords. We have the Chariot. And we have the Eight of Swords. I feel really bad that your video is so glary. I tried to fix it before it started. And here's this down. So how do I want to put this? Things are going to move forward. The Chariot is all about divine timing. The Chariot is movement forward. And that movement forward is in an aligned fashion. I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told Libra and Virgo. The thing that I learned about divine timing is that it's my timing. It's my timing when I'm aligned to my soul's path. It's things happen. Things will happen for me and it'll kind of be a shock and a surprise. And I'll be like, oh, wow, that just came right out of nowhere. And that's when I feel like I'm not aligned specifically to my path. And that sort of brings me back into an alignment. And sometimes that can be like the Tower energy. Sometimes it can just be the Death card energy. Some kind of shift, some kind of change. And reminding myself that discourse always comes with change, right? And divine timing is helping me to align to those changes, helping me to align to that discourse. Align to discourse, you say? Of course. Of course, of course. Of course, we'll align to discourse. Discourse only becomes a problem when we create a negative energy out of it. Yes, we can get frustrated out of it, but how are we projecting that into the world? Are we projecting that frustration onto other people, or are we trying to figure out how to fix the frustration part, right? So the Four of Swords is about resting and meditating. And I feel like this is being asked of you because you can easily start overthinking things this month with that Eight of Swords. That Eight of Swords is a self-imposed imprisonment of the mind. When you're allowing yourself to be in a quiet meditative state, and that doesn't mean that you meditate all the time. I know some people that meditate themselves right out of reality. That's frightening. Anything can become toxic, including meditating, believe it or not. But this right here, the meditation for this part is about grounding yourself. It's about seeing things in a different perspective. I often see the Four of Swords as the minor arcana of the Hanged Man. You're in paused momentum. You're having to see things from a different perspective, probably not a comfortable position. I mean, having all of these swords hanging over your head, you think that person is safely sleeping? I don't think so. I think they're kind of like, I don't know that I would be able to sleep with swords hanging over my head. So it's easy to slip into the overthinking process this May. Let's look at this Ace of Wands. Oh, nice. King of Swords on the Ace of Wands. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up. My youngest son is an Aquarius rising, and I'm going to tell you why that's important here in a minute. So, King of Swords on the Ace of Wands. That's you. The King of Swords is your energy, the fixed air right there. So you have these amazing opportunities coming towards you. Maybe they're coming a little quick, but they're still coming. Eight of Pentacles on the Four of Pentacles. If you're worried about money, just keep moving forward. Keep working on what you're supposed to be working on. Remember that it's easier to be open to new money coming, like opening up that energy that new money will come in, or new resources. Let's say it that way. Just new resources will come in, right? Being open to that is going to help you. Being closed off to anything new. This Four of Pentacles, none of these new pentacles in the Eight of Pentacles can show up here if this guy is only holding on to what he currently has. Like, he's got to let go of something so he can hold on to the others, right? Five of Cups on the Empress. So the Empress is often the mother, right? The mother figure. And the Five of Cups is grieving. I instantly went to my son. Oh my God. I get to see him in July. So some of you are missing your mom. Because that's what that made me feel. Sorry. That was really, whew. Others of you, if you're not missing your mom, there is a grief process that's happening so that your creative efforts can open up. I want you to remember that you still have 2 cups standing out of the 5 of Cups. I gotta pull myself together. Hold on. The 10 of Swords on the 4 of Swords. Now, this is what I'm talking about because easily, if you start, and I know that Aquarius energy, you guys are the thinkers, you and Virgo, you guys are the thinkers of the zodiac, right? Um, the 10 of Swords is going to the worst possible case scenario. So if you're trying to ground yourself and meditate and rest and relax and it's not working because you keep going to the worst possible case scenario, you need to find out what it is that you're attached to. What is that worst possible case scenario thing that's happening that you're attached to that idea? And what is the attachment to it? Is it real? And if it's real, then, there are ways to be able to get around things. Sometimes there's not ways to get around things, but I feel like that 10 of Swords may be the blockage to you being able to open up and understand that there's so much more for you to do, right? For some of you, you're kind of grieving your creative process, is what it feels like in some way. There are 3 cards that came out on the Chariot. So we're going to look at that. But man, you guys are like swords, 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 swords. And a lot of you are worried about the financial parts of things. Bottom of the deck is the 3 of Pentacles. Oh, I'm so glad this showed up. Let's see if I can get it so you guys can actually see it. It's so glary. The 3 of Pentacles is a new foundation. It's a totally new foundation. Totally new foundation. Okay, so we get the Strength card. We got Justice, and we got the 6 of Cups on the Chariot. I feel like there's something that has come up from your past that has put you in this state of low self-esteem. I don't know if somebody said something to you. I don't know if this is an internal dialogue or if it's a dialogue from the past, like from somebody else saying it to you. But I feel like there's some kind of balance that's happening as your resilience becomes stronger. And I feel like a lot of it is from some kind of past experience, maybe even from your childhood with the 6 of Cups here. But this is definitely a part of your journey. For some of you, you may be in the middle of like legal battles. And that's why all of these swords have come out. Because let me show you the 9 of Swords. We have the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords. Dude, that's a lot of thinking. A lot of stinking thinking. And it's not about trying to quiet your mind. It's not about trying to quiet your mind. It's about recognizing the things that you have to focus on. You have to pay attention to on a daily basis so that you can get out of this part. And meditating is about becoming aware, becoming consciously aware of your subconscious acts. Somebody put up a meme one time that was like, that started off like, when you go into meditation, figure out what it is that you are running from, and then come out of meditation and deal with that. And then the next time you go into meditation, figure out whatever it is that you're running from in the real world, come out of meditation, deal with that. And then the next time and that's literally how it is. The reason why people who cannot shut their mind is because there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be taken care of that we're just ignoring. Or there's a path that we're supposed to be taking and we're literally ignoring that advice from ourselves. This is the path you go. This is the path you go. And a lot of times the reasons why we don't take that path is because our advice we don't trust. But for some reason, the outer world's advice is something that we can trust more. That literally, I feel like that meme that's like, because what? Right? So when you find yourself overthinking, when you find yourself grieving things about the past, I want you to look at that and I want you to remind yourself to be present. Whatever it is, and you know what? If some of you, I know some Aquarians that are actually grieving mothers right now, grieving their mothers. And that's absolutely normal. It's absolutely necessary. It has to happen, right? The grief, we have to go through the grief process, no matter how long it takes to do that. And there's no right time. There's no wrong time. But there's a time when you have to stop being your own worst enemy and start new. Start a new foundation, right? It's so funny. I was talking about the Hanged Man earlier with the Four of Swords, and he was right underneath that Three of Pentacles. So you got to look at things in a different perspective from here on out, Aquarius, or from this day on. It's not about trying to fix things from the past. It's not about trying to get to a future that doesn't exist yet. Do you know that this whole world is going to look different by the time it's 2026? Things are going to look completely different. So why are you trying to plan your future based on 10 years from now, 5 years from now? Plan your future for today. What is it that you want to see in your future today, and go for it? And if it doesn't work, try something else. Keep building those new foundations. I think I've reinvented and I know you guys are a fixed sign. So it's like, but you're a Virgo, so you're immutable and you can reinvent yourself. True, true, true. But anybody can reinvent themselves. And that includes you. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly the way that we think it has to be. So I love you guys. And for those who are hurting this month, because I feel a lot of hurt in this reading, I just send you all of my love, all of my love. And I hope that you have support and hugs. And if you don't, then take mine. Heart hugs. Bye.